I'm Julia Motoomull. I won the LSAA, Loyola Schools Awards for the Arts in theater. Well, I got the award for theater, but what I applied for is more production, theater production. So, I'm in Tanghalang Ateneo, and it started when I was a freshman. So I didn't want to go home early, so I did theater. And ever since high school, I was passionate about it na. So I joined TA, and I mostly focused on stage management, which is the person in charge of all the rehearsals, basically. And freshman year, I was SM. The first notable play that I was SM for was Othello. And to tell you a story, because stage managers, they stay backstage so they can cue the actors when they enter, etc. And my job for that show, it was a show of Othello, was to move a panel designed by Badong Bernal. To move a panel, so it really had to move to come out of stage because it was the design. But then I had to move a panel on stage right and then move to stage left. So I was moving the panel, and then I had to cue an actor and move the other panel on the next side. So I ran, but then I sprained myself. So SM stories backstage that failed. Apart from that goofy moment, proudest moment, I suppose, when we went to Bohol. When I was in fourth year, I was the head SM for Sintang Dalisay. And we've been asked to tour, to go to places, and we went to Subic. But the most heroic one, I suppose, was when we were invited to Bohol, because I was the only prod person. And that's what really inspired me, I suppose, to apply for the LSAA, because I was able to do that, and not a lot of prod people were there, and I was the one they were counting on. So that was pretty good. And I really believe in theater production, because when people say theater, they think mostly of performance, direction, or lights, and they don't think about what's backstage or who organizes these rehearsals, what happens. So I'm the OC person who always has a clipboard, makes sure that things happen. You don't usually see pictures of us, people backstage, because we're working, and we're usually the ones who take the pictures of the performances or of what happens. But if you look at how well staged or how well produced, how well made a production is, then you'll know na magaling yung tech nito, magaling yung prod ng play na to. I reached out in a sense to Ateneo, because Ateneo, when here in college, for the past 4 years, marami silang events, like Brindis, the Tribute Rizal, and Gaudiamos, and they were putting up a production, but they didn't really know the nitty-gritty of it, or parang they needed people to do the hard work, the logistical stuff. So I volunteered to become SM of the productions. And it's pretty cool getting to work with the administrators, and they realized that production work isn't an easy job. It's not just, doing things. It's also thinking on your feet and actually liking it enough to stick with it, being passionate about production.